Hello, welcome to another episode. I want to talk today about a concept that I talk about quite a lot, and that's called health at every size. So, before I knew what health at every size was, before I ate or drank anything, I asked myself the following question: will this make me fat or will this make me thin? That was all I used to ask myself, and that's pretty much all I cared about, to be honest. So there was no truly, am I actually enjoying this? There was no, how will this make me feel? There was no concern about my actual health. I didn't really care if what I was about to eat was full of like thousands of different chemicals in an attempt to try to replace the flavour of the no fat and no sugar, just to keep it low calorie. Like, how many of you have substituted your favourite chocolate bar, for example? That's what I used to do. I used to try and substitute my favourite chocolate bars with like protein bars. It's just not the same thing at all. And when I was asking myself this question, like, will this make me fat or will this make me thin, before I ate or drank anything, I didn't care about anything else. Like I said, health concerns, how it will make me feel, what it tastes like, apart from the paradigm of will this make me fat or thin. And my obsession with weight and food and my body led me to very many years of disordered eating behaviours, which included, but they weren't limited to, constant attempts at undereating and restriction, followed by then binge eating, weight cycling, which is basically yo-yo dieting, food obsession, low self-esteem, a lot of emotional eating, anxiety about going out for food, anxiety in general, body dysmorphia, and genuinely feeling like a crazy person around food. So when I started my recovery journey then, I clung tightly to the hope that I could, quote, recover from disordered eating, yet still lose weight in the process, because I couldn't let go of this I need to lose weight paradigm that I'd lived in for over 20 years of my whole life. But let me tell you this, I was never able to truly heal my relationship with food, including my binge eating, until I fully committed to giving up all aspects of dieting and started seeking health in weight neutral ways. That's a key saying, weight neutral ways. Because what health at every size is, it advocates intuitive eating and also some profoundly important self-acceptance and body image work. And with me, I can't think of the word, with me pursuing health at every size, working on my body image and body acceptance, and learning how to eat intuitively, it helps me to break free from the diet binge cycle. And it's so freaking freeing and amazing, I can't even tell you. So I want to start talking about what exactly is health at every size then. So health at every size, it's usually abbreviated with HAES. It's a weight neutral approach to healthcare. So it encourages seeking healthful behaviours, for example, eating vegetables, moving your body, eating enough protein, etc., for the fundamental health benefits of those behaviours, instead of the chasing and the motivation to lose weight and trying to manipulate your body into a certain size. So, for example, health at every size wellness professionals, such as myself, might suggest that clients move their bodies in a way that feels good to them, purely for the sake of the cardiac or mental health benefits, instead of attempting to lose weight. Health at every size also encourages the pursuit of health outcomes like balanced blood sugar, for example, blood pressure, heart health, etc., through the motivation of wanting to take care of your health, instead of through the motivation of wanting to lose weight. So can you see where the difference is? So, for example, health at every size doctors might suggest that patients manage diabetes or heart disease through body movement or nutritional therapy, instead of asking patients just to lose weight, which happens a lot, unfortunately. Why should we choose health at every size instead of dieting then? It's a very good question. Health at every size is much more reliable. It's a much more reliable alternative to our society's current weight-focused approach to healthcare, and an approach which has been proven many times to be ineffective because diets don't work. So I want to go through a few reasons as to why weight-focused healthcare system doesn't work and is actually making people sicker long term. So number one is diets don't work. If you followed me enough times by now, you would know that I say this all the time because it's the truth. The health at every size approach was developed because of the ever-growing research showing us that diets don't work and don't improve health outcomes for most people long term. The statistic is 95% of diets fail over time. 95%. That means a fact or piece of data from a large quantity of people doing a study around this, weight loss research, only 5% or less of the people in these studies lost weight long term. Less than 5% of all the people. So most people are able to lose weight temporary through dieting, of course. Like, that's why the diet industry is a multi-billion, oh my gosh, can I even speak today? The diet industry is a multi-billion dollar, pounds, euros, whatever industry, because people can be successful temporary losing weight when they're dieting, but no more than 5% of people who participate in the research of diets and weight loss are able to maintain weight loss by any method for more than 3 to 5 years. The numbers decline even further in these researchers in the rare cases that weight loss lasts more than 5 years. So those rare people then that do maintain long-term significant weight loss often have behaviours and attributes that would be diagnosed as disordered eating in people who are at a smaller weight. So for example, they'll stay obsessed with food, obsessed with exercise, and not be able to think about much else. Most people do not succeed at forced attempts at weight loss in the long term, no matter what they do, how hard they try, or why they're trying to lose weight. Health at every size, on the other hand, it rejects the idea that health should be defined by body size. Many fat people live perfectly healthy lives in the bodies they have, and thin people are not immune to weight-related illnesses and diseases like heart disease and diabetes. Number two reasons to take on these health at every size, like, I want to say rules, but it's not rules, like, I can't think of the word, you know what I mean. One of the other reasons to do this is because diets cause you to gain weight. Like, I am not shitting you. Research suggests that forced attempts at weight loss, aka dieting, lead to long-term rebound weight gain in about a third of the cases. So in other words, every time you lose weight on a diet, you have a 30% chance of ending up bigger than when you started after going through a full diet rebound cycle, aka yo-yo dieting. It turns out that dieting or trying to lose weight is the number one predictor of weight gain over time. So people that are wondering, oh, I wonder like how we can put weight on, go on a diet. It's a predictor of weight gain over time. Like, that's a complete opposite effect we want, right? So people who don't go on a diet, or those practicing health at every size and size acceptance, they maintain their natural set point weight effortlessly over time. That just goes to show, like, being okay with how you are, but also pursuing health behaviours, you just maintain your weight without even trying. And number 3, diets are physically, mentally, and emotionally unsafe. Not only does dieting as a treatment, and I treatment in quotes, for fatness, it doesn't usually work, it comes with a long list of side effects, such as binge eating, emotional eating, food obsession, low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, eating disorders, and a wide range of physical elements from malnutrition or weight cycling. So weight cycling, which is also known as yo-yo dieting, it's a known stressor on the body, and it's associated with some of the chronic illnesses that is actually usually blamed on fatness alone. And some research suggests, and by the way, whenever I say the word research, I've linked in my blog to the research I'm talking about. Some research suggests that negative health outcomes linked with fatness, for example, diabetes and heart disease, they may be the result of yo-yo dieting, which is actually encouraged in larger bodied people. Lose weight, right, for everything. So why does health at every size work then? Many people feel hopeless about their ability to diet, right? Rightly so. I'm sure that's why you're maybe listening, watching this right now. And they're worried that they're doomed for ill health and disease if they're unable to achieve or maintain long-term weight loss. So health at every size is an alternative to dieting that is way more effective at improving health outcomes, and it has fewer side effects, which is amazing. So including less binge eating, less weight cycling, and less feeling crazy around food. Health at every size approach is actually very simple. We health at every size advocates, when I say we, pursue a healthy lifestyle. So including things like eating your vegetables, moving your body, managing stress, or whatever healthy behaviour you can think of, without worrying about the weight part that is linked to that. Ta-da! That's it. So health at every size is pursuing a healthy lifestyle without worrying about whatever happens to your weight whilst you're pursuing those healthy habits. So why does this work then? Health at every size is easy to maintain as a lifestyle compared to diets. People are more likely to continue healthy behaviours, for instance, eating vegetables, moving their bodies, whilst when those behaviours are not motivated by weight-related goals. There are a couple of reasons for this. Weight loss may motivate people to work out or eat vegetables on day one, but the second a dieter thinks they've, quote, fell off the wagon or become frustrated when they don't get the weight loss results that they've hoped for, they tend to press that big fat F it button, and whatever health behaviours they had started when they started dieting, they just completely let go of all of those health behaviours until they start the next diet on Monday, of course. Whereas if someone was to follow these principles of health at every size, then their health behaviours would be motivated by the benefits of how the behaviours would make them feel. So for example, endorphins after exercise, getting better sleep, having better energy, better digestion, genuinely feeling better overall, okay? So restricted eating is biologically difficult to maintain, even for the most strong-willed or motivated people. Limiting calories or major macronutrients, carbs, proteins, and fats, which is often encouraged by diets for weight loss, sends our bodies into starvation mode. I talk about this a lot in my blog, How to Stop Binge Eating. And our biological instincts quickly rebel against any form of restriction, which then leads to binge eating, rebounding, and other complications of malnutrition. And diets tend to focus on taking things out of our eating habits, limiting types of foods or amounts of foods, whereas health at every size approaches focused on adding stuff in. So adding in healthful behaviours such as exercise, vegetables, water intake, etc. And adding healthful things into our life is significantly easier for our human brains than taking stuff out. So it's easier for us to add stuff in than take stuff out, because we've evolved over millions of years to seek food rather than resist it. So it makes so much sense, like from the way we're built and genetically wired too. And when limiting certain food types, say if you have to limit certain food types because of your health conditions, for example, allergies, etc., people are more likely to succeed long term with this and less likely to fall into binge eating behaviours when pursuing these restrictions in a weight neutral way. So if you've got a lactose intolerance, for example, and your motivation is like, I can't eat lactose because of the weight and because of all these other reasons, from like a fear-based motivation, if you approach it from a health at every size mindset, like, how does it actually make me feel? I'm allowing myself to have it anyway if I want to. It's a choice. And then you can have a conversation with yourself around it. And it's not telling yourself you can't have it, because restriction of any kind leads to you wanting it more. Your biology fights against you. So approach these things in a weight neutral way and it will be a lot more successful for you. And I want to point out something really important, that weight does not mean health. So another reason that health at every size is more effective than a weight loss focused health strategies is that not all bodies are genetically designed to be thin or slim. You know, some people's healthiest possible weight, and when I say healthiest possible weight, I mean the weight that someone would end up being if they were on top of their personal health game. In, for example, whatever that would mean to you. So BMI is, well, this is what one of my clients said and I absolutely love it. BMI is bullshit, misunderstood information, because weight does not equal health. Health at every size recognizes that bodies, including healthy bodies, naturally occur in all shapes and sizes. Some data suggests that more than half of overweight people are metabolically healthy, meaning healthy blood sugar, healthy cholesterol, etc. And about a quarter of normal weight or thin people have 2 risk factors typically associated with obesity. So there you go. Body diversity is an actual thing, and it's been a thing for thousands of years. Like, can you think back to is it the Greek statues? I think it's the right country I'm talking about, of these, you know, these female goddesses who have all got all curves and rolls and all sorts of things. These goddesses that were worshipped, they were in larger bodies than is deemed okay in this day and age. So body diversity, fat women, thin women, different shaped women and men, it's been a thing for thousands of years because everyone is different. So we need to stop trying to force ourselves into this mold. That is not helpful for our mental, emotional, spiritual health. And what Health at Every Size does as well, it reduces bias in healthcare environments. One of the biggest problems with our weight-focused healthcare system is it encourages weight bias in almost every aspect. So for example, fat people are told they need to lose weight, aka diet, in response to just about any health problem. So if they have knee pain, they have something wrong with their breathing, they're just told to lose weight. Whereas a thin person will get treated for that health condition with actual evidence-based medicine, for example. It's not uncommon for serious medical threats like tumours, blood clots, and even broken bones to actually go undetected in larger bodies because doctors assume their symptoms, like I said, everything from knee pain to trouble breathing, are no more than simple side effects of fatness that would just go away if they lost weight. larger body patients are viewed by doctors and nurses as lazy or said to be incompetent at following diets when diets don't work, by an ad. So they hesitate to seek out medical care when they need it because they don't want to be shamed and judged for their size. So this is a big deal. And the most common objection with health at every size is, but fat bodies are unhealthy, right? That's what a lot of people say to me. Well, when it seems pretty clear from research that this is not actually true, there are plenty of fat people that live long, disease-free, happy lives, and there are plenty of thin people who die from weight-related illnesses and diseases like diabetics and heart disease. Health at every size does not claim that everyone's healthy at every size, this is important, or that every size is equally healthy, or any version of this. What Health at Every Size is doing, it's simply promoting a weight-neutral approach to healthcare, one that focuses on the promotion of healthy behaviours and lifestyle, rather than trying to make people thin as a substitute for good health. In other words, Health at Every Size is promoting a more effective way of pursuing health whilst at the same time warning against the dangers and the ineffectiveness of forced weight loss attempt. So how do you get started with Health at Every Size? And if you like what you've heard so far and you've finally come to the term of how unhelpful and ineffective dieting is, and I get it, there's probably going to be a lot of mourning going on and a lot of arguments against what I've said, and that's completely fine, but I'll leave you to get here in your own time. But I want to share with you some steps that you can take to pursue your healthiest, happiest life in whatever body you're realistically working with. So number one is to set weight neutral health goals. Instead of obsessively trying to lose weight for years with no lasting results, think about a health or fitness goal that matter to you. It's got to matter to you. The things that you think you will get through weight loss. And then start pursuing those goals directly in the body you have now. For example, do you want to work on mobility? Okay, great, let's do some strength training and some stretching, and that will help whether you lose weight or not, okay? So do you want to walk or run or climb the stairs more easily or play with your kids easily? Awesome. Let's get some more cardio into your weekly lifestyle, because that will also help whether you lose weight or not. Or do you want to manage your blood sugar or your blood pressure more effectively? Fab. Because we can work on getting enough protein and fibre at meals and snack times, especially when you want to eat sugar at the same time. And a little bit of cardio helps with all of this too. So all of those things will help whether you lose weight or not. So let's just let go of the weight focus behind any of this. And there's loads of things you can do to improve pretty much any weight-related health condition that have nothing to do with diets that don't work anyway. In other words, start thinking about plan B. This is plan B. And it's way better than plan A, because plan A doesn't work, aka dieting. Weight neutral actions you can take to achieve the health outcomes that you are looking for, regardless of what happens with your body size. And additionally, set weight neutral health goals that are reasonable for your unique body and lifestyle. So if a particular form of movement isn't available to you for weight or non-related reasons, meet yourself where you're at right now. Like if a diet change for whatever reason isn't realistic for you, for economic reasons, lifestyle reasons, mental health reasons, or for any other reason, work within your life circumstances rather than against them. There's no right or wrong way to do health. All health pursuits should be realistic, practical, and most importantly, feel good to the person who is pursuing them. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Okay, number two, be okay with what you can't control. Recognize that just like weight, health outcomes are not fully within your control either. Although focusing on behavioural change is way more effective than dieting when it comes to long-term health outcomes, behavioural change itself can only go so far. But when we honestly acknowledge the role of genetics, our environment, social inequality, and an infinite number of unknowable factors, it becomes clear that we are only in control of a small fraction of our own health inputs. So arguably, oh my gosh, I do this all the time, don't I? In argument's sake, our own behaviours are not even fully within our own control because our behaviours are impacted by things such as our environments, our energy levels, our attitudes, our beliefs, the people who we spend time with. So I want to just say to you, take the pressure off yourself. Okay, just give yourself a break. Despite what most health blogs would have you believe, it's not all on you, and you don't get to choose the day that you die. Okay, number 3, this is my most important one. Don't forget about mental health. Okay, health is not just physical, it's mental, spiritual, emotional health to me. A holistic view of health is, in my opinion, the best way to go. So there is no nutrition or health choice that will make you immortal, aka that will keep you alive forever. And there's no point in even trying to pursue what the health gurus tell you to do if you have to be miserable to achieve it. Don't forget to live your life now. That's so important. Physical health has little value if you can't enjoy your life in this moment. Even if you could, or even if I could, or anybody, if I could miserably my way for a long time, oh my gosh, if I could make myself live for a long time but be miserable in the process, to be honest, I would gladly take a few years off my life if it meant I could live a fun, well-lived life in the years that I had, rather than spend my life anxious and food obsessed, constantly trying to be in the best health that I possibly can by following certain nutrition diets and then constantly yo-yo dieting and binge eating and being obsessed and restricting anyway. I'd much rather choose a fun, free life, if I'm being completely honest. So the choice is yours. And additionally as well, there's strong research suggesting that people who are relaxed and happy in general in their life are actually protected from a range of illnesses, including heart disease and diabetics, just because they're happier and relaxed. Mental health and well-being is equally important for the overall health equation. If your pursuit of physical health is destructive to your mental health, it's probably not sustainable and it's almost certainly not worth it. So the next step is to find resources and support if you want to pursue this health at every size method. What I've shared with you today, it's literally the tip of the iceberg of problems associated with a weight obsessed and weight biased healthcare system and the world. And we all need as much help as we can get to manage this shitstorm of problems that result from a culture of widespread fat phobia. So if you've really honestly had enough of diets that don't work and you're ready to pursue a weight neutral, body positive approach to health, seek out support in whatever way is realistic for you. I talk about this in detail in my End the Diet Binge Cycle Masterclass. It takes around 12 weeks to go through all the content that's in there. So check that out. Or if you prefer more of a one-to-one support, then reach out to me and we can explore the options of what it would look like to work together one-to-one. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Reach out to me if you have any questions and I will speak to you next time. Mwah!